Hi, today is the just after the 9-month anniversary of me having the triple ankle and hindfoot fusion. And I just thought I'd give you an update as to see where it got to. Obviously, when you have these things, you hope you look forward to the day when it might have gone away, and all the job is done. And I'm pleased to say, pretty much, I'm there as a number of other people have got to in the past. I'm now going to try and turn this. I have great difficulty for some reason once you start recording in turning the actual uh, camera around. I don't know why you're not allowed to do it. I don't know if it's that one, is it? No, that takes a photograph. Interesting. Let me just try and pause it and see if that helps. No, once you're recording one way, you are recording one way. That's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is turn it so you can see what we've got. So there is my ankle. You can see the main scar on the front, which is here. Screw went in there, and then there was another small one here, scar. So they've healed up pretty well. My toe, that's the total movement. That's me pushing it as far as I can to the left and to the right, and sort of I'm now trying to mimic this. I'm now doing the same thing, and then pretty much that's it. The only movement, as you can see, is the toes. Everything else doesn't do anything. It doesn't move. But I've holidayed in Las Vegas, where for the last 3 years I've been and had to hire a mobility scooter to see everything I wanted to see. I just couldn't walk around. It was too painful. The arthritis, which was on the outside of my ankle, and the middle, literally from the outside to the middle, was just too much. I just couldn't. Didn't matter what the heat was, whether it swelled up a little bit more in the heat, but realistically, when push came to shove, it was just too much to walk. The distances are a little bit too far, and it was unenjoyable. So I just got in a mobility scooter and learned my way around the strip, to get up over bridges and lifts and all sorts of things to get yourself from one casino to another, or go and see the hotels. And then we stayed downtown this year, which is a little bit easier because things are a little easier to get to. They're nearer each other, but still a reasonable walk. And I'm very pleased to say that despite taking my boot with me as just in case, I didn't need it, and I walked everywhere. I also had 10 days in Portugal fairly recently, and the same there. I didn't try and walk on the beach. Walking on sand is pretty much the hardest thing because there's no purchase underneath the sand. It just gives, and then obviously, as you can see, I'm sort of a heavy guy, and the sand just gives, and that's really the worst thing. Even though you think, oh, it's nice and soft, that'll be great, it's actually the complete opposite. It's the worst thing possible. So that's just the update as where we are. I know, when I before I had mine done, which is now just a little over 9 months ago now, in November last year, 2017. I was very interested to see the results of what people had started with, and how each step, from the cast to then the boot, and then all the things all the way through. I mean, mine was compounded horribly, as if you've looked at any of the videos, by a bulging disc. I'm pleased to say, after a lot of physiotherapy and walking and strengthening exercises and swimming and various other things, that has also healed. And now, other than getting on the diet and getting some of this weight off, which literally starts next week, that's the next plan. So, but from an ankle point of view, I've been able to walk around cricket grounds. I've been able to walk shopping, various places that I hadn't been to for a while, but I just haven't been able to get there. It really has been a success story. The pain has gone. I had a lot of sharp pain on my the toe left of the big toe, referred pain and sharp, almost as if you had a knife being stuck in it. Not when I started walking. And my surgeon did mention that your leg almost has to learn how to walk again. the muscles work in a very different way when half the foot isn't moving, or 3/4 of the foot almost. The toes take a bit more, and it just takes time to, almost like as if you try to touch your toes. When you first do it, you can feel all the back of your hamstrings and up into your glutes pulling, and then if you do it for 3 or 4 weeks, by the end of it, you can get your hands down to the floor, and it's the same theory. The muscles just need to train to work in a different way. And they have, and I know a lot of other people have had a similar experience. I know 1 or 2 people have it's not gone as well as they'd hoped, but for me, despite all the aggro that was there, it has been a success. Touch wood. And I'm just pleased to report, for anybody who's interested in having it. Would I have it? Yeah, there are days when you sit there and think, oh my God, what have I done? And is it really gonna be that good when it's done? The answer is, if your surgeon is good enough. I can recommend Mr. Andrew Goldberg, OBE. He did mine. He's never had one go wrong. He consults on these things, and he writes papers on it. He's head of the various bodies that are involved in the research and various things. So I mean, pretty much as good. And if you've got an OBE, Order of the British Empire, you're obviously doing something right, and that was really the key for me. There are very many other eminent surgeons, I'm sure, and in this country and around the world, but he was a man for me, and it felt right. We got on really, really well. We really got on very well. Not like patient and consultant. We sort of, became friends, and I was calling him boss, and he's calling me my nickname, which is Curly, and then we just laughed and just did the whole thing very well. So yeah, overall, it's been great. And I hope these series of videos help you understand a little bit more what goes on. I think the main thing is it's going to take longer than you think. Quite often, they tell you, if I met somebody a couple of days ago who's having a young lad who's got a problem with his knee, and they've got to break his shin or something and realign his leg, and told him he's going to be in almost the same. They've got to screw something together, and they said to him, 3 months it'll be fine. And I said to him, well, I reckon if you double that, expect to double it at least before you can really get back to moving properly. And he said, well, I'm really glad that you told me, because they said between 6 and 12 weeks in the cast. And I said, well, you can pretty much ensure that it's going to be 12, because what you're describing is not dissimilar to what this operation is, 3 screws and not being able to weight bear on it at all, and crutches and everything. And even though he's a young lad and very fit, the healing process is what it is. I still take a vitamin tablet every day, and I still take a vitamin D. It's like a little aerosol that goes under your tongue. It gives you at least the minimum amount required, which vitamin D assists bone growth. He said, well, I didn't know that as well. It's just little things that you pick up and you pass it on. It's good to help him, and I know he's considering the time scale of when he can do it now, because he's got to be off work for a while and all this kind of thing. And it's those things that really you don't fully appreciate when you're in pain and you just want to get it done. You get blinded a little bit, and then once you've had it done, you're stuffed in terms of there's no going back. It's just time, and some people heal quicker than others, and pretty much just do everything you can to get yourself back on your feet, literally. And I'm pleased to report, for me it's been okay. So I hope it's been a help. If you've got any questions, please post them underneath, and I'll look on it occasionally and try and give you a little bit of assistance if there's anything I can help you with. But thanks for watching. Good luck with your own. Cheers.